All right, welcome everybody to the show. This is FLA Exposure. We're coming up very soon, Saturday, November 16th, for FLA 17, which is in the Moncton Coliseum, Moncton, New Brunswick. You do not want to miss it. Get your tickets now at fightleagueatlantic.com. My guest today is a young man who is hot on the scene. You will know him if you're an FLA fan. He was born and raised in Oita, Japan, comes over to Canada at a young age. He now lives in PEI, and he is training out of Renzo Gracie. He's 2-0 as an amateur under the FLA banner. Please welcome Shion Phelan.
Hey Tim, how are you doing today?
Good. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Not much. You can probably tell by the drip that I'm in the office today, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
all's
It's
good.
it's business, Shion, and I want to get that right off the bat. Shion,
Mhm.
Sean, it's both. Which one do you prefer?
It's kind of weird. I have no preference. My dad calls me Sean, my mom calls me Shion, so it's like
Yeah.
it's really whatever people call me. Yeah.
Nice. Well, when the FLA fans start to chant your name, I feel like it's better if it's like Shion, Shion. You know what I mean? Like it gives a little pause there. Is that what you would like when the
Yeah,
fans start bursting out in cheers?
I don't know what I'd like. It'd probably freak me out if they started cheering. But I get it for the last fight, I was fighting Sean, so it kind of made
Yeah,
sense to call me Shion.
yeah.
Maybe
So
the
we
two
could
syllables will be better in a chant though. Yeah.
the two
Shion instead
syllable
of
chant.
Sean.
I like it. I like it. I do want to mention that though, as you said, like it might freak you out a little bit. The first time you fought, and this was only after like a year and a half of training, you go into Pictou to fight your first amateur bout. It was my first time at an FLA event. And when I saw you, I will say you looked a little bit nervous. Like you looked a little bit cold. You were kind of like really focused, zoned in, but there was a little bit of nerves to you. And then that's what I'm seeing. And then in the fight's going crazy. And when you snap, and as that fight goes on and on, you burst out in character, you get the big win, you're pumped up like crazy. Then the second time I see you, it's like a different Shion. Like I just noticed a big change in your confidence, your charisma. Like it seemed like you were kind of breaking out of that shell. Am I reading that correct, or how are you feeling now? You're two fights in.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely developing quite quickly. We got a pretty deep room at Henzo, and so I get a bunch of different looks, and also, there's a bunch of high level guys there. So I guess I'm just growing really quickly, and the confidence that it gives me to be able to train in that room kind of allows me to go out and perform, I guess, on the bigger stage with FLA.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy because I mean, yeah, you're an amateur fighter. Like I said, only a year and a half in, and that's correct. Like very quickly.
Uh, so I guess brief history. I started martial arts with my buddy Fabian Ixkis. So Fabian Ixkis and I, we worked in a startup together for a bit, and we went to Lenny Wheeler's gym, Island Kickboxing, and I was there for probably about a month. And then I kind of stopped, probably took about a year off, and then I went to Renzo Gracie for about a month, and then took some time off, and I really didn't get into training until May last year. So May last year, I uh, I started training martial arts, kind of going as much as I could, and then in I think early August, Matt, we were at a barbecue and Matt offered me a fight, and I had like a panic attack. I was like, oh no, because I didn't really want to say no to Matt. I look up to him a lot, and all
Yeah.
the guys in the gym is really cool. And I kind of wanted to, I just didn't think I was ready. But I asked the guys, I was like, hey, what do we think? And it's pretty split 50-50. Then I went home. Some guys were like, yeah, we think so. Other guys were like, dude, like, what are you thinking? But
Yeah.
I went home uh, and I just like immediately I went for a jog, and I remember like probably 20 minutes into the jog, I called Matt and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna take this fight. Like I had this full blown confidence.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I hung up the call, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like this is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. Whenever there's a deadline, it forces you to train extra hard and kind of level up and get that XP. You know, Otherwise you're gonna not do so well under the lights, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's crazy, man. I'm telling you, I really did see it. Like, I really did notice it. I have noticed your growth and just the confidence, even the way that you're speaking here now. What was the comment that I just saw? Why is it Fat Boy Phelan? What's going on with that? Was that what that comment was? You know, you smirked at
I Yeah, I did it was just, my buddy Jeremy Willis there. He's, I don't know, fat boy, I guess it's just, I used to be a little overweight or something, I
it.
guess.
Yeah.
It's just a little teasing, a little prodding, yeah, it's
Uh,
all
Well,
jokes.
yeah, what a guy. Well, hey, man, he's
Yeah,
following you now, so that's good. But I will say, like, you know, because you go in and you start training, and whether you were a little bit overweight, I mean, it's not, you don't look it now, man. But
mm,
you did tell me before that you grew up playing hockey, lacrosse, and rugby, so like you were always an athletic guy. But fighting is like a whole different like breed of animal, right? Like when you're getting into that one on one in the cage in the FLA cage, it's like a different scene altogether. How much does it mean to you though, as a young athlete going into this life, to be able to perform under the big lights of FLA? Like it's way different, man. I'm in Toronto and people are fighting in, you know, like school gymnasiums. You know what I mean? As their amateur fights on like dirty mats. You're there in a very professional setting. Like what does that mean for you?
um, it means a lot, and I think, all of us in Atlantic Canada are quite lucky to be able to fight under such, like, a promotion that actually, like, cares so much and puts so much effort. Even, like, right now, we're on a podcast and, we're promoting athletes, and even looking at the venue, there's sponsorships and, you know, um, just so many fans and everything like that, so it does mean a lot, um, and I think the pressure of it also helps me develop faster. If I was fighting in a backyard, like street beefs or something like that, it might be a little more lax.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No worries. No, yeah, it is interesting, man. But like the experience that you're able to gain from doing it at this level right away at a young, early age is something totally different. But Derek tells me that you're very entrepreneurial. He tells me that, hey, this is a kid who, like, when he sets his sights on something, he's gonna go far. He sees it in you, and I think I see it in you. I think the FLA fans see it in you as well. Like, there's a definite focus, a determination that you can see in a young 2-0 Shion Phelan. I do have to ask, I've heard of a wiener wagon. What's the wiener wagon?
The wiener wagon was, it was honestly up until recently, I was known as, like, the wiener guy. I'd go
Mm,
to the bar or something in Charlottetown, and be, "Oh my god, it's the wiener guy." Um, Me and one of my best friends, Ryan Thompson, we started a hot dog stand. I was just I don't know, I was done with the startup, that I mentioned previously with Fabian, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and around Christmas time one year, I was really in my boxers scrolling Facebook Marketplace, and I see this wagon that makes hot dogs, and I immediately called my buddy Ryan, and I was just like, "Let's bite the bullet and try a wiener wagon," and, it was really funny. We had a blast with, marketing and promotion and stuff like that, and, developed a pretty decent following and kind of had, like, a cult following of people in Charlottetown, and, that was tough, working at started prep around, like, 7 p.m., and then we wouldn't get off the street till, like, 3:34. So it was, like,
okay.
really yeah, really, it was a grind, but man, the people in Charlottetown love the Wiener Wagon hot dogs. Shout out to Map Dog.
Yeah, man. Where is the wiener wagon now? What's happened to it? Has it retired?
Yeah, we just sold it. Honestly, we ran it for 2 years and, came to a point where, I worked full time, my buddy worked full time, and then we basically would sacrifice our weekends for, to sell hot dogs, and I was looking to train more and, I had to sell hot dogs and be ready for open mat at like 9 in the morning, so I'd only get a few hours of sleep, and I just kind of wanted a little bit better of a quality of life and kind of move
Sure.
on to the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what though? Hey man, kudos to you, because anytime you're doing like a startup business or anything like that, or trying to like grind for your living, like that's what it's all about. That's what the fighter life really is, man. You know, you hear the comments that are made that says, like, you know, fighting's not a career, it's an opportunity. You know, it's what you can do with that fight life and where you can grow from there. What is your goal? You know, like what is your goal in either fighting or in life? Like where do you see yourself in the future? What are you looking at?
Um, Yeah, that's a pretty big question. I'm not so sure. I'm someone that flip-flops quite a lot. So as far as fighting goes, I think, my goal is to become the best martial artist that I can be and to really kind of see, I don't know, really. I do know that I'm looking at, being one of the better martial artists in Atlantic Canada, making a name for myself here. Um, and as far as like life goals, I don't know,
See
make the
where it
bag
takes you.
somewhere, doing something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Spend
But I'm
time.
but I'm surprised though, because sometimes when we have fighters on, or when I speak to fighters, a lot of times they're very focused. Like, I'm taking this all the way. I'm going pro. I'm doing it. Like, is that what you have in sights? Because I mean, you've got the look, you've got the talent, you've got the start to it for sure. Is it something that you want to pursue full time, or like all the way up?
I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure because I have, I've got a, how do I put this? Martial arts is like my favorite thing in the world, right? It's
Hmm.
like I love it. If I don't go to the gym for whatever reason, I'm like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, you know. But you know, I also have other aspirations, and fighting is a very, you know, you need to sacrifice a lot for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure if I want to go all the way, like, I'm going to be UFC champion or anything like that. But I do want to become the best possible, while I'm young, the best possible martial artist as I can be. And I'm willing to commit, whatever it really takes to do that. Long term, I have no idea, man. I
Nice. Then
was
no.
selling hot dogs last year and I'm working in front of a computer now and fighting people. So it's,
Yeah.
it's hard to really say.
No, that's okay, man. I appreciate the honesty of it too, because I mean, like, it's a big thing. Like, it's a big life goal. It's big things for you to do, and all the focus that you have to put into it. But I mean, you're doing it now. I do want to say you've got a big fight coming up. It hasn't been announced. I'm assuming that because you're on FLA exposure, it's because you've got a fight coming up. Is that true? Has it
That's
been
true. Am I
announced?
allowed
I
to
don't
speak
know.
about it?
I don't know. I don't know if
Neither
Derek's
do I.
gonna allow us. Okay. Oh, here he comes. No,
Oh.
no. Keep it shut.
Yeah,
There's
I forgot to mention that before we went on air. We can't drop the opponent, but we could definitely talk about the fight. How about that?
all right, all right,
Okay.
all right. Okay.
What about that?
I
By the
I was
way,
gonna.
that was probably the best quote of all time. Last year I was selling hot dogs. Now this year I'm working in front of the opposite fighting people. That was awesome.
Let's put it on a shirt.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I'm here now. I might as well stay.
Yeah. I mean,
Spe
Derek, this is the man. Like, this is a true reflection of what FLA is all about, right? Giving an opportunity to young athletes on the East Coast. And here's a guy who like has everything. Like, when I'm watching him, like, holy crap, this is the future. But
Well,
in his mindset, it's not even like fully committed yet, which is it's very interesting.
well, and that's the thing. That's what I like to hear too, to be honest, man, because
Yeah.
he's so well spoken, and I have other aspirations, which this is a big world.
Yeah.
Like, he's smart enough to know that. Like,
Yeah.
which is smart. That's very smart and intelligent, because at this point in your life, man, there's so many different ways this can go. And like, you see certain people getting their education or whatever it is first, and that's something a good job education you can always come back to, right? And take advantage, like you said, when I'm young, and commit to it. But long term, who knows? Like, who knows what's going to happen? So I think it's a fantastic outlook.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen just recently in the news where we see Donald Cerrone saying that he wants to come back. And then there's a lot of comments about, like, well, did he just blow all his money? Like, what has he done to set himself up? And this is what you want to do. You want to be like Shion. You want to be setting yourself up. You want to have a career. You want to have a future, and thinking about things outside of just being, laser focused on one thing and if that doesn't go well. So Shion, like, congratulations to you, man. That's very good on you. I'm going to assume that that's a reflection of your upbringing and your family.
Yeah, I'm Asian, so
Yeah. Took
definitely
those
career
beatings at
first,
an
school
early
first.
age. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
I
my
know.
mom, the first just Japanese lady, the first fight I had, my dad knew what it was. He was like, whatever, man, like, do it to you. My mom, I was like, yeah, mom, it's like pro wrestling. It's like WWE. It's like not real. It's like fake. And then I knocked the guy out. She's like, oh.
Like knockout of the year, wasn't it, or something? Like, it was like
I don't know.
it was up there. It was like top five.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
spun him right around.
I mean, does she know
Yeah.
now it's real?
Yeah, the ears are kind of starting to fluff up and getting little cuts and nicks. So whenever she sees me, she knows. Yeah,
She thinks she
but
knows. Yeah.
she yeah.
She's
I think
she's
she likes
supportive of it. She's happy that you're doing it. Like
it.
Japan, you've got warrior culture there, right? Like, I mean, it's part of the culture in terms of fighting and stuff. It's not totally verboten. So is she supportive? Is your family supportive?
Yeah, no, they're supportive. They're great. Kind of funny. The Nintendo Switch, that kind of like, that post-fight interview I had, I was just so excited. I was just talking off the dome. And my mom was like, oh, so she just left for Japan. Before she left, she's like, when's your next fight? I was like, November 16th. And I was like, yeah. So she's like, okay, well, if you win, don't sound like fool in your interview. I was like, what? And she was like, oh, like Gigi, like my grandfather saw it. And she's like, you have to be basically like rough translation. You have to be a little bit like cooler, more stoic. And I was like, all right, sounds good. It's like, damn. So I got to bring that Japanese fighting spirit, I guess, a little more.
Yeah.
Instead of big breakfast, Nintendo Switch.
You actually beat your quote of the day with that quote, right? Don't be so foolish on the interview. So you've dropped two great quotes on this podcast, man. And I do want to say, of course, this episode of FLA Exposure is brought to you by Coldstream Clear. The fans in the arena at the Moncton Coliseum, Derek, they're going to go crazy. They're going to be crazy all night. They're going to be drinking the Coldstream Clear. They're going to be crazy for this guy if he's fighting there. We don't know.
He is fighting.
Okay. He's fighting there, but we don't know who he's fighting. Could be fighting anybody. But here's the thing, Shion. For the fans that don't know you already, that are watching you here on FLA Exposure, just getting to know you, what do they get when they watch a Shion Phelan fight?
Confidence, sharp striking, heavy hands. Working on a bunch of other stuff right now in the gym, and I've been working on a bunch of other stuff. But I think creativity, grit. Unfortunately, I've come because of the depth of my room, a chin. I've come to find out I have. So yeah, just working on becoming more well-rounded. My previous interview, I think I said something about like wanting to become better at jiu-jitsu, because I think striking something that can kind of like level up quite quickly. Jiu-jitsu is quite, it's very technical and it takes a lot of time to develop. So I'm focusing a lot on that. But yeah, I'd say speed, power, footwork, timing, confidence,
Get it all.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Not all, but a lot.
Get it all with this guy, man. But I mean, I'm very excited for you, my friend. This will be your third amateur fight under the lights of FLA, in that FLA cage, right? You're developing, you're growing. You've now promised that your interview afterwards will be better. So we're happy to hear that. You're gonna write it out. You're gonna write a little bit of a script so that you got something to focus on. You don't want to make.
I might just like bow. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx anything. I just bow and like.
yeah. I like it.
Something like that.
I'm just saying, maybe we need to come up with our own wiener wagon to start bringing to the events, to start selling wieners ahead of the fights outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to come up with
franchise.
I can help you with that.
Yeah. You're fighting in Moncton. This is your third fight in 3 different venues, isn't it? All 3 different places. Halifax, Pictou, and
the Zatzman's was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty big. And Pictou I loved fighting Pictou. It's just like, people just pack in there, right? And it's awesome. Then right afterwards, you come out and you're hanging out with everybody. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Moncton,
well, the Moncton Coliseum, Derek, it's crazy, man. Have you been to the Moncton Coliseum, Shion?
Oh yeah, no, I've gone and watched Shepard's last fight there, Nelson's last fight there, Jeremy Willis. It's they say it's their favorite venue, Shepard and Nelson. So I'm looking forward to showing up there, I guess, as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful venue.
Shout out to Jeremy Willis, calling you Fat Boy Phelan. He just got married there. A couple weeks ago, was it? So congratulations.
Yes, I think like a month ago. Yeah, he's a married man.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
And retired, got married and retired all in 1 year. What a guy.
he's probably got it's between him and Kyle Sutherland for best lettuce in FLA for sure.
Yeah,
He's got yeah, he's got like a perm mullet right now. It's legendary.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, before we end this though, I do want to give you the opportunity, Shion, to say to the fans, what do you want to say to the fans, viewers, and listeners watching right now? What would you like to say to them ahead of your third fight at FLA 17?
Just know that we're putting in work. We're working hard. Very, rewind. We're putting in work, and we're in there every day, practicing different things, developing our skills. So whenever you see a fighter coming into Renzo Gracie, expect really good things. We're not skipping practice. We're in there every day. We're drilling, we're sparring, going over situationals. We're leveling up every camp, every week. Yeah.
I'm excited, man. Derek, this is going to be crazy. I know the event is great. We've been having great people on FLA Exposure. So this is an event you don't want to miss. It's the last one of the year for Fight League Atlantic. We're rounding out 2024 with a banger of a card, man. Moncton Coliseum. Get your tickets at fightleagueatlantic.com. Derek, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, thanks. Well, yeah, I do actually. Thanks to all our fans, sponsors. I say it all the time. Without all these people, teams, coaches don't get enough credit, man. Putting a lot of time in behind the scenes to help their athletes grow and get better, and of course the athletes too, and their families. Everybody involved has a piece in this. So I'm looking forward to this last event. John and I and the whole team, and 2025 schedule to be released very soon. In the next month or so, with some hopefully a surprise for everybody. So pumped for Shion's fight. Him and his opponent, both talented athletes, and pumped for the whole card. So a big card. Right now, I think we have 6 fights dropped or 7, and quite a few more to go. So we'll see if they all make it to the end, but hopefully they do.
Can't wait to see it, man. Guys, thank you for joining. Thank you to everybody watching out there. Support. Follow Fight League Atlantic. Follow Shion on Instagram. Follow, support, give all the love, and get your tickets now. FightLeagueAtlantic.com. Derek, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. And thanks, Shion, for taking the time out of your day, and Tim for all the hard work you do behind the scenes helping our brand, man. So you guys are a big part of this. Have a great day, boys, and we'll see you soon.
See you later, buddy. Be good.